I'm going to give this thing to her and then tell her I want to adopt her. Where is Annie?
Oh, she's upstairs in her room, sir, writing a letter to her friends at the orphanage. I'll have Drake call her.
Fine.
You don't have to be nervous, sir. She's going to be the happiest little girl in the world.
You're right, she is. And I'm not nervous. Get her down here.
Drake, Mr. Wilbur will see Annie now.
Miss Annie, Mr. Warbucks will see you now.
Thank you, Mr. Drake. Hello.
Hello, Annie. How are you today?
Fine, thank you. How are you, sir?
Fine. Annie, the time has come for the two of us to have a very serious discussion.
You're sending me back to the orphanage, right?
Oh, no. Of course not. Annie, can we have a man-to-man talk?
Sure.
I was born into a very poor family in what they call Hell's Kitchen, right here in New York. Both of my parents died before I was 10. And I made a promise to myself. Someday, one way or another, I was going to be rich. Very rich.
That was a good idea.
By the time I was 23, I'd made my first million. Then, in 10 years, I'd turned that into 100 million. And in those days, that was a lot of money. Anyway, making money is all I've ever cared about. And I might as well tell you, Annie, I was ruthless to those I had to climb over to get to the top. Because I've always believed in one thing. You don't have to be nice to the people you meet on the way up if you're not coming back down again. But lately I've realized something. No matter how many Rembrandts or Duesenbergs you've got, if you've got no one to share them with, if you're alone, well, then you might as well be drunk and back in Hell's Kitchen. Annie, do you understand what I'm trying to say?
Sure.
Good.
Kind of.
Kind of.
I guess not.
Eh. And, Annie, I was in Tiffany's yesterday and picked up this thing for you. Had it engraved.
For me? Gee, thanks, Mr. Warbucks. You're so nice to me.
Oh, gee. It's a silver locket, Annie. I noticed that old broken one you always wear, and I said to myself, I'm going to get that kid a nice new locket.
Gee, thanks, Mr. Warbucks. Thank you very much.
Here, we'll just take the old one off and put...
No, please don't take off my old locket. I don't want a new one.
Annie, what is it?
My folks. They left us with me when they left me at the orphanage. And there was a note, too. They're coming back for me, and oh, I know being here with you for Christmas and all, I'm real lucky, but I just don't know how to say it. The one thing I want in all the world, more than anything else, is to have my mother and father again. And to be like other kids, with folks of my own.
Annie, it'll be all right. I'll find them for you. I'll find your parents for you.
Baby,
I'll get her a brandy.
it'll be all right, Annie.
Miss Annie, you just see, if there's anyone who can find your parents, Mr. Warbucks is the man.
There's nothing to worry about, dear. Mr. Warbucks will find your parents if he has to put everyone in his organization on the job. If he has to pull every political string there is to pull, up to and including the White House.
The League of Nations.
If he should need the FBI, then he will have the FBI. With all of
the FBI trace where it was bought, and then find out who bought it.
Maybe they should have my note too.
You watch out, Annie. You may be meeting your mother and father within a couple of days.
Really?
Really.
Oh boy, I've got to thread the kids about this.
What a thing to occur, finding them, losing them. Oh, you won't be an orphan for long.
In a few days, I may be meeting my real parents. So, maybe now this time, and maybe when I wake, they'll be there calling me
Thank you, Annie, thank you. On America's favorite radio program, The Oxen Hour Smiles, starring your old softy, Bert Healy. A moment of tears.
Thank you, Bert Healy.
But still, remember, folks,
Smile, darn you, smile.
right, Wacky? Smile, darn ya, smile.
Say, who's that who just walked into our WEAF studio?
Why, it's none other than that wealthy industrialist and Wall Street tycoon, Oliver Warbucks. Good evening, Oliver Warbucks. It's nice of you to drop by.
Good evening, Bert Healy. It's nice to be here.
Oliver Warbucks, I understand you have something to tell us about wonder little Annie here.
Yes, Annie is an 11-year-old foundling who was left by her parents on the steps of New York's Municipal Orphanage on the night of December 31st, 1922.
And aren't you now conducting a coast-to-coast nationwide search for Annie's parents?
Yes, Bert Healy. I am now conducting a coast-to-coast nationwide search for Annie's parents. Furthermore, I'm offering a certified check for $50,000 to anyone who can prove that they are Annie's parents.
Wow! $50,000! Wow, Oliver Warbucks.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, 50,000 smackers.
Quiet, Becky. This is no joke.
I know, Mr. McCracken. Everything you say is no joke. And you live your lips, too.
So, Annie's parents, if you're listening in, write to Oliver Warbucks, care of this station, WEAF New York, or directly to him at...
That's my home, Bert Healy. 987 Fifth Avenue, New York, New York.
That's 987 Fifth Avenue, New York, New York. Thank you, Oliver Warbucks. So, Annie's parents, if you're listening in, there's $50,000 and a wonderful daughter waiting for you.
So get in touch right away, you hear?
Well, I see by the old clock on the wall that another of our Thursday night get-togethers has gone by faster than you can say Occident. To make your teeth Hollywood bright. So for all of the Our Smiles family, Ronnie, Bonnie, Connie, the lovely Boylan sisters, Fred McCracken, Ronnie, and Jimmy Johnson, radio
Gee, Annie on the radio, coast to coast. She's famous.
I wish I were on the radio.
Me too.
Ah, who'd want to be on the dumb old radio?
I do. So, for all the hour of the Miles family, this is Bert Keeley saying, hey, oh, man, hey, Dapper Dan, you both have your style, but brother, you're never fully dressed without a smile. Your clothes may be so grumbly, they stand out a mile, but brother, you're never fully dressed without a smile. Who cares what they're wearing on Main Street or Savile Row? What you wear from ear to ear and not from head to toe. That matters. Ah, the lovely Boylan sister. Do 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 do. So senator, so janitor, so long for a while. Remember you're never fully dressed without a smile. Guess what they're wearing on Main Street or Savile Row? What you wear from ear to ear and not from head to toe. That matters. So senator, so janitor, so long for a while. Remember you're never fully dressed. So you may without that. You're never fully dressed without a smile, smile, smile. Now, time to clap! Did I hear happiness in here?
No, Miss Hannigan.
What are you doing up?
Annie was on the radio on WEAF.
Yeah, I heard it. Next thing you'll know, she'll be in the movies. Now get out of here and get to bed. Oh, she never misses. A $50,000 reward. 50,000. What I couldn't do with $50,000. God, I hate Annie so much you'd think I was her mother.
Excuse us, ma'am. Are you the lady that runs this here orphanage?
Yeah, what do you want?
Oh, Ralph, I'm scared. Something could have happened to her.
Shirley, it's gonna be all right, Shirley. She's gonna be here and she's gonna be ours again. Ma'am, was you working here 11 years ago?
Yeah.
Well, we had terrible troubles back then. You had to head north to Canada. And we had to leave a baby here on the front stoop.
Our little girl, our Annie.
Annie, you're Annie's parents.
Yes, ma'am, we are.
Oh, please, man, nothing's happened to her.
I can't believe it. Annie's parents. Where did you say you come from again?
We come from a little farm up in Canada where they've got lots of chickens and ducks and geese and roosters. I gotcha, sis.
Oh, Rooster, I never would have guessed it was you in a million years.
Fooled Yagi, and we're gonna fool Warbucks too.
And get ourselves 50,000 big ones.
This is gonna be the best bunco job ever, sis. I know a guy out in Brooklyn who can doctor the fake birth certificate or any other document you want. But we need your help, sis, for details about aid to help us pull this thing off.
Sure, I can help you. A lot. But what's in it for me?
Three-way split, Aggie.
Ha!
Yeah.
Ha. Ha. Straight down the middle, 25 grand each. But we gotta do it fast, sis. Give them some of the old rooster razzle-dazzle. In and out, 2-3 minutes at most. Get the money, get the kid, and get the hell out of town.
The kid Annie. That's the problem. What to do with her afterwards?
Sis, that's no problem. When I want something to disappear, it disappears. For good. We'll get the 50 grand, we'll blow this crummy town, and then Lil and me'll meet ya.
Where?
Oh, yeah. Easy street. Easy street. Annie is the that's where we're gonna be.
Lived up to none of his lofty campaign promises. All we have had from Franklin Delano Roosevelt and his so-called brain trust is a great deal of high-flown talk and virtually no action. In a nation racked by poverty, misery, and unemployment, it is deeds we want from the White House, not words. In short, Mr. President, if you are listening, we've had enough of your fireside chats. It is time to...
Criticism. Nothing but criticism.
I know. It's awful.
Did anybody see the Washington Post this morning?
My friends, I say again, the only thing we have to fear is fear itself. Every cloud has a silver lining. You're never fully dressed without a smile.
Oliver Ruth and friend, Franklin. St. Louis, show them it. Oliver, how good of you to come.
Morning, Mr. President.
And who is this we have here?
Mr. President, this is my good friend Annie. She so wanted to meet you, I couldn't resist bringing her along, just to say hello.
Annie, the little girl who sang so beautifully on the radio last night.
Annie, this is President Roosevelt.
How do you do, President Roosevelt?
How do you do, Annie? You're as lovely as you sounded on the radio.
Thank you, sir.
Well, gentlemen, shall we begin?
Annie, if you wait outside, I'll be getting...
No, Oliver, that's quite all right. Let Annie stay. Having a child on hand will keep us on our best behavior.
Thank you, Mr. President. Annie.
Oliver, you know everyone, of course. But Annie, let me introduce you. This is Secretary of Labor Perkins, Secretary of the State Hull, Acting Secretary of the Treasury Morgenstau, Secretary of the Interior Ickes, my friend et aide, Mr. Lewis Howe, and the rest of the cabinet will be joining us this evening. Now, Oliver, since you speak for those happy few Americans who have any money left, let's begin with your view on the matter.
Mr. President, in the words of Calvin Coolidge, the business of this country is business. And for the good of you, the country, Wall Street, and me, we have got to get my factories open and the workers back to work.
According to my latest figures, there are now 15 million Americans out of work, and nearly 50 million with no visible means of support. Mr. President, if I may say so, unemployment is not our worst problem. The dispatches from Germany are becoming more and more disturbing each day. There's going to be a war.
Germany, the people are starving in this country.
Harold, I know that, but in the long run...
Doubtful people are starving. There is no long run.
The trouble is, it's all happening at once.
And the stock market has taken another nosedive. Sit-down strikes, riots, floods, dust storms, really, Franklin, you know that I... Mr. President, a telegram. This isn't for me, it's for you, Oliver, from your secretary in New York. Hundreds of couples jammed outside house, all claiming to be Annie's parents, have begun to screen them. Suggest you return to New York at once. Signed, Grace Farrell.
Well, Annie, would appear as though the Hour of Smiles has more listeners than we thought, huh?
Gee, hundreds of couples. One of them's bound to be my mother and father.
Well, Oliver, as much as I'm enjoying your company, and especially yours, Annie, I suggest you be returning to New York immediately.
Mr. President, if you wouldn't mind. Annie?
Bye, everyone.
Bye, Annie.
Bye, Mr. President, and thank you.
No, thank you, Annie. You're the kind of person a president should have around him.
Mr. President, what if we set up 100 or 1,000 federal projects?
Dam, highway, new post offices.
And put the unemployed to work building them.
We could create 5 million jobs within 6 months.
And weekly paychecks because all of those millions often released and back to paying taxes again.
We'll build a country so strong that including Chancellor Hitler could ever beat us in the war.
The SBA caught baby saves Nelson and they they're bound to catch Dillinger. Mr. President, what we've got to give this country is nothing less than a new outlook.
A new vision, a new approach,
A new concept. A new dedication.
a new horizon, a new spirit,
A new attitude.
A new deal. Perkins, Jeremiah was right the first time. The only thing we have to fear is fear itself. Tomorrow, tomorrow, I love you. Tomorrow, you're always a day away. Harmony. Tomorrow, tomorrow, I love you. Tomorrow, you're always a day
Miss Farrell, I'm afraid there's still no sign of Mr. Warbucks or Miss Annie. Ah, Miss, we need to inform Mr. Warbucks that Miss Annie's dog, Sandy, has wandered off.
Yes, I know, Drake. Drake, look at all these questionnaires. Do you realize I've talked to 627 women who've claimed to be Annie's mother and 619 men who said they were her father? That makes
1,246.
all liars. Drake, I never realized there were so many dishonest people on the island of Manhattan.
Some of them were from the Bronx, Miss.
Great! We're back! Where are they? Where are they, Miss Farrell? Where are all the people?
Are you certain?
Yes, sir. None of them knew about the locket. I'm so sorry.
I'm sure one of them is going to be my mother and father.
Mr. Warbucks, this just came by special messenger from the FBI.
Thank you, Drake. Ah, finally. Agent Gunderson has located the manufacturer of Annie's locket in Utica, New York.
Oh, boy.
That sort of locket was manufactured between 1918 and 1924.
Sort of locket.
Yes, over 90,000 were made and sold.
Oh, gee.
Annie, I'm afraid that the gist of it is that Gunderson doesn't think there's a chance in a million of tracing your parents through the locket. I'm sorry.
That's okay. I mean, you did the best you could. If you can't find it, nobody can. Anyway, I guess a kid can get along without folks. You didn't turn out so bad. You got everything. All them Duesenbergs hanging on the wall. Oh, we'll go check on the dinner menu. Come, Drake.
Annie, Duesenberg is a cop. Lou Gehrig is the first baseman for